Good morning, Henros. It is day 13. What a lucky number on the Shikoku Henro, and today we have a hybrid day. Today I'm going to be taking the train to Temple 28, walking to 30, and then taking the train to Kochi City Center, where I have a hostel booked for 2 nights. Woke up at 6:30, had breakfast at 7. I had my tablet there with the 2 reservations that I needed the host to make for the 16th and the 17th, but they were both full. So now I had to play it by ear. That's how it goes out here. The accommodations, man. The accommodations is the only thing that's stressing me out on this pilgrimage for a few reasons. One, you can't get a phone number here in Japan unless you have an address, so you can only get like a data plan. You're not gonna be able to call these places via WhatsApp, so you're completely relying on the host of the places where you stay to make the booking for you. Some of them don't speak English, so you kind of have to find a way, either using Google Translate or that template that I have, where I just fill in all the information, show it to them, and they make the call. Now, today it is October 12th, and already October 16th and the 17th I'm having problems with. But it's not an issue because those 2 towns have a train station, so I can take the train back to Kochi if I have to, and then the next morning take the train back to the town and start walking from there. The 2 French Henros that I met yesterday on the way down from Temple 27, that's exactly what they did. They couldn't find accommodations in this area, so they just took a train to Kochi, did a bunch of the temples over there out of order. You don't really have to do them in order anyways. And then they're making their way on foot back to Temple 24, where they will take another train to Kochi and then continue from then on. This pilgrimage is super flexible when it comes to that. This is not the Camino Frances where you're walking in a straight line, in a conga line, and you can't skip a step. You know, here you can do whatever you want as long as you show up to every single temple. On my way to the train station, we shouldn't be too far away. I think there's I keep calling it train, but they're more like metros. It is 7:30, so I'll probably have to get the 8:30 or 8:45 metro, so I'll just hang out there at the station. You gotta love these tunnels, man. This one reminds me so much of the one in France on the Via Francigena. If you guys remember, that one that was pitch black. This one has lights, but it's the same kind of like design. I love them. I could picture a scene from The Walking Dead in there, don't you think? All right, so made it to Dainichi Station after riding 4 stops. As I was making it to the first station, I saw the metro coming and I made a dash for it, and I made it just in time. The train was just full of students on their way to school, so I rode that train for 4 stops, and now I'm here. I still have to walk a little bit just to make it to Temple 28. I really don't know why I rushed, because today I have the check-in is at 4 p.m. So if I make it there before, I'm gonna be walking around the city dressed like a Henro with my backpack. But then again, maybe I don't have to take that second train. Temple 28, Dainichi-ji, the Temple of the Great Sun, is one of 3 temples with this name on the pilgrimage, alongside temples number 4 and 13 in Tokushima Prefecture. Dainichi-ji was founded by Gaioki, who carved the image of his deity at Emperor Shomu's request. The temple declined until 815 when Kukai visited and carved a statue of Yakushi Nayorai with his fingernails, and it's believed that visiting the temple can cure head, eyes, nose, ears, and face illnesses. In the late 1500s, Dainichi-ji became the official temple for prayers of the Tosa domain, now known as Koshi. However, it was abandoned during the Meiji era separation of Buddhism and Shintoism, but was revived in 1897. The temple grounds are a visual treat throughout the year, with Japanese cornel dogwood blooming in early spring, followed by weeping cherry trees, magnolias in March, and winter cherry trees and coral berry bushes in mid-October. Well, after walking for a couple of kilometers, made it to Temple 28. A tiny one, small but good. I have to spend my time on this temple and the 2 that follow because, of course, I can't get to today's accommodation too soon. So I wasn't even faced by the group of Henros that had a stack of books and a stack of scrolls and a stack of, white vests getting stamps on everything. So I was just there waiting for a while. So, killing time until it was my turn. Actually, before I made it to the temple right across the street from here, there's a pilgrim or a Henro store. And I thought, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's get a white vest and start getting stamped. But unfortunately, the store owner, the can lady, told me that they didn't have it in my size. No medium or large. What are you gonna do? And I think it's a good memento, even though I'm not gonna get all the stamps at once. If I come back here to Shikoku, I can get the ones that I'm missing. That's a good excuse to come back. The distance to Temple 29 is 8.9 or 9 kilometers, so that's gonna take me a couple of hours to get there, walking through the city, pretty much the suburbs as we make our way into the city center. And today I'm kind of feeling the weight of the world on my legs. Yes, it takes a toll. I've been walking already for 13 days, and at the beginning there were those huge mountains, and I like to take rest days. When I'm on the Caminos, I like to take one every week. And on the Via Podienses, I took one every 10 days or so. So I'm overdue. Then again, I don't have many days here, even though I have 50 days to complete the pilgrimage. Those 50 days does not count or account for any rest days. Now, I wanted to be here in 2020. And I wanted to be here at the beginning of the year, but I had a family issue where I couldn't leave. So I just started monitoring online on Facebook everything that was happening with the Henros. I wanted to see, since Japan opened in November, if the infrastructure was going to be there for us. And then I decided, let's do it in the fall. I want to see the changing of the color of the leaves. But of course, I want to be at home by Thanksgiving. So I kind of went back from there. I didn't want to also be here in August or in September because that is typhoon season, kind of like hurricane season in Miami. So that gave me a small window of time to do this. I went to do the Camino Portuguese in August, just in preparation for this trip. And now I'm here. I can't believe it. It's been surreal. I must say the entire trip is just, every day I kind of had to pinch myself, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm finally in Japan after talking about it for so long. So yeah, 2 hours, man. Let's go forward. I've been hanging around here on this Family Mart just to kill some time. I had a little bit of a snack. There was the option between the 7-Eleven and the Family Mart, but this one won out because of this sitting area outside. I mean, at the end of the day, they're probably owned by the same company. I'm not far away from Temple 29, and I'm just taking it slowly. Temperature is great for walking. It's just a little bit warm, but we got a cool breeze right now. Temple 29, Tosa Kokubunji. The state temple of Tosa Prefecture was founded to pray for peace, a rich harvest, and prosperity for all. Each prefecture has a Kokubunji Temple established as official state temples by Emperor Shomu in 741. The temple offers a serene atmosphere surrounded by a beautiful garden with cherry trees. To the right of the belfry, an inner gate leads to the Komyo Hall, a storehouse, and the temple's office, all set around another peaceful garden. The temple was originally founded by Gyoki, who carved a 1,000-handed Buddhist Ava as the principal deity. In 815, Kukai carved a statue of Bishamonten for the inner sanctuary and practiced Hoshiku, a form of astrology that the temple has been known for ever since. The temple has undergone many reconstructions due to fires and local wars, with significant contributions from Shosokabe Kunichika and Mozochika in 1558 and Yashamushi Tadayoshi in 1655. The temple is also linked to the poet Kino Tsurayuki, who served as the governor of Tosa in the mid-Heian period. The provincial office where he worked was located about a kilometer northeast of the temple, which was the political, economic, and cultural center of Tosa. The temple grounds have been designated a National Historic Site since 1922 and are also known as the Moss Temple of Tosa for their beautiful cedar moss garden. Loving Temple 29. Yes, beautiful. This place is just gorgeous. You don't know where nature ends and where human architecture begins. Just the pathway coming into the temple with the trees on both sides is just incredible. It is, I think it's noon already. Yes, 12:17. I got one more temple to go and then Koshi City. Gotta go slowly, I'm taking my time. Today is one of those days where I'm not rushing, I'm just enjoying the Camino or the way. I don't know what to call it here. And look at this gate. Wow. Let's continue. 7 kilometers to Temple 30. Let's go. It is 1:30 in the afternoon and I decided to take a small detour from the main path just to come to this hospital where there's a Lawson with seats and have lunch. There's a large selection in there. I'm sure by now you've noticed that I do most of my eating when I'm out in the wild, not at the Minchukus or the Ryokens, at the convenience stores, which in most places they're all over the place. So we got the Lawson's, we got the Family Marts, we got the familiar 7-Eleven if you're from the United States, and they have a large selection of food in there, from cold cuts to sushi to soups to crackers to sweets and all kinds of drinks. It kind of reminds me of the Appalachian Trail where we used to do all of our resupplies at those convenience stores. Of course here the food is much better. So I sat there with the patients from the hospital just to enjoy my lunch, and now it is time to visit Temple 30 because there's nothing after this point to have a bite to eat, and I'm still debating whether to take the train or the metro or continue on walking. It all depends on what time I leave Temple 30. You know, it's not far away, so we'll see. If I get on the metro, I think it's only a couple of stops. There's the hospital. Arigato. Temple 30, Zenraku-ji, the Temple of True Joy. According to legend, Zenraku-ji was founded by Kukai in 110 as a subsidiary temple of Tosa Shrine. Kukai prayed for a pregnant woman suffering from a difficult labor and helped her have a safe delivery. The veneration of this image is believed to aid easy childbirth and safe delivery, and many people pray to Jitsu for babies who have passed away. During the Onin period in the 15th century, the temple was destroyed by fire. However, it flourished again under the patronage of Yamauchi Tadayoshi, the second lord of the Tosa domain. The temple became a center of syncretism between Shintoism and Buddhism, protecting and teaching both religions. This prosperity continued until the beginning of the Meiji era, when a government-sponsored anti-Buddhism movement led to the temple's closure. Nearby Zenraku-ji Temple took over its role. After a period of turmoil and conflict, Zenraku-ji was finally recognized as the true 30th temple of the Shikoku pilgrimage on January 1st, 1994. The temple grounds feature several notable structures. To the left of the main hall, the Daishi-do, built during the Daisho period, houses a statue of Yakujoki Daishi, known for its protective powers, especially during the unlucky years or when praying for traffic safety. Another significant structure is the Koyasu Shisodo, which contains a statue of Jiso Bosatsu with a gentle face, said to have been carved by Kukai himself. Temple 30 is so special for two reasons. I mean, look at this place. And two, when I went to get my calligraphy stamp, I saw there at the gift shop that they had extra shirts and they had it in my size. Do you have a white vest like this one for sale? In large? So I went for it and I bought it. 4,000 yens. Now I know why I ended up paying 28,000 on Temple 1. So now I'm collecting all three stamps, on the book, on the scroll, and now on the shirt. All in all, now I'm gonna be paying 1,000 yen at every temple. It's gonna look so beautiful in my house once I have a frame. Oh, yes. And those are 2023 prices, because I already told you that next year the prices are going up. So the last temple on today's stage, let's head into Kōchi City and enjoy that rest day. Yes, because I've earned it. Yes, I have. Today I crossed the 300-kilometer marker on the trip. So 300 down, what is it? 900 to go. Still a long way to go, but we'll get there. I'm here at this station. I had to wait about 20 minutes for the train that's gonna take me to Kōchi City, just because I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna walk. I've already walked 27 kilometers today. I guess that's express one that's not stopping here. So yeah, long day, almost a 30-kilometer day, even though I took the metro at the beginning and I'm gonna take it now. I probably did 2 stages in one. And that sets me for the next few days. Tomorrow is gonna be a rest day in Kōchi. I'm gonna go visit the Koshi Castle and explore the city center. I'm staying at a hostel. We probably share rooms. It was very inexpensive and it's kind of like in an alley. So it might be a little bit sketchy, but you know, who knows? Just a little hint. The trains go just like the cars. If you're going, let's say that way, stay on the left-hand side of the tracks. That's the trick that I learned. Where was it? At Temple 23, that's right. So yeah, there's nobody here, so it's just a little waiting game now. Just sit back, relax, and wait for the train. You know that advice I gave you about which way, which lane the train goes? Forget about it. It doesn't always seem to work. I had to actually make a run for it and cross the bridge to the other side to catch the train. A train that was full of students once again. So this is the second time. So what I can give you advice is how the system works. Right now I'm in Koshi Station next to these 3 samurais. You enter the train through the back door, you pick up a number, then you see in the board that they have right next to the conductor, every station that you pass by, it refreshes and it tells you how much you're supposed to pay. Now sometimes you do pay at the conductor, but you know, in stations like this, when you can get and change from one train to the other, you actually pay at the exit point, and that's what I did. I'm not too far away from the hostel where I'm gonna be staying today. I think it's about 15 minutes. I could have taken a tram, a trolley, but I decided to walk just to get to know the city where I'm gonna be spending a couple of days. I think it's about 15 minutes away. You know, I haven't had internet since before Temple 29, but I've been using the tablet as a regular old school map, and it's been working. Let's see if I find the place now. So here I am at the hostel, and what is going on? Well, very simply, I forgot to hit record on my microphone and I just blabber around for about 5 minutes straight. But this is a crucial point on the story because I stay here in this great hostel in one of those traditional pods in the bunk bed configuration that Japan is so famous for. But it was here that I met an American Henro, a guy taking a year off from his job as a cybersecurity specialist, and he did something that blew my mind away. He helped me gain access to my phone. Yes, sir, I just could not believe my luck. It was a true miracle. He had the right tools to get the SIM card out, and once it popped out, the phone opened up and even the data plan kicked in. I was just so ecstatic that I invited this guy out to get a bite to eat and some drinks, and we became close friends. It's a shame that I couldn't walk with him. I never saw him again, so he was just a true angel that came out of nowhere and helped me out of a pinch. Now tomorrow I'm gonna take a rest day, enjoy the city, go for some sightseeing and fill up on great food before continuing on this incredible pilgrimage known as the Shikoku Henro. See you then.